Good afternoon, teacher. We are going to present the contents of the second term. The contents are articles and nouns, pronouns and determiners, relative clauses, adjectives and adverbs, conjunctions and prepositions, and phrasal verbs.
Articles and nouns. Use of articles and are used to modify noun and provide additional information about them. When is used? It's used before common nouns that begin with a consonant. For example, I am reading a book about history. In this case, book is a common noun beginning with the consonant B, so we use the article a. Another example could be he is eating a sandwich for lunch. In this case, sandwich is a common noun that begins with the consonant S, so we also use the article a. When is an used? It is used before a common noun that begins with a vowel. For example, I'm reading an article about science. In this case, article is a common noun beginning with the vowel a, so we use the article an. Another example could be he's eating an apple for breakfast. In this case, apple is a common noun that begins with the vowel s, so we also use the article an. We use the article the before specific nouns or nouns that I have already been mentioning. For example, he's looking for the keys to her car. In this case, keys is the specific noun because it is already been mentioned. So we use the article the. Another example could be they're going to the beach for vacation. In this case, beach is a specific noun because it is a specific place. So we also use the article the. Now let's talk about some common mistakes that are made when using these articles in English. One of the most common mistakes is using a or an before plural nouns. For example, I'm looking for books about history. That's incorrect. The correct form is I am looking for some books about history. Another common mistake is now I'm going use before common nouns. For example, I'm going to a store. It's incorrect. The correct form is I'm going to the store. To avoid these mistakes, it's important to remember the passive rules of articles and the practice use them in different contexts. Some review the passive rules of articles in relation to the number and specific nouns. Read and practice grammar in context through exercise and examples. And finally, pay attention to the context and whether the nouns has already been mentioned.
Pronouns and determiners. Pronouns are words that replace a noun or noun phrase to avoid repetition. Common examples include he, she, it, and someone. Pronouns can be classified into several categories, such as a personal possessive, demonstrative, interrogative, relative, reflexive, and reciprocal pronouns. Determiners, on the other hand, are words used before a noun to a specific. Its reference examples of determinants include the my, some, each. Determinants help clarify or specific the meaning of the noun they accompany. Key difference. Possessive determiners. These are adjectives that precede a noun, such as are, my, or your. It indicates possessive, but they cannot be alone in a sentence. For example, in my book, it's a possessive determiner. Possessive pronoun, these replace a noun and can stand alone, such as mine or yours. For example, in the book is mine, and replace the noun. Using communication. Mastering the use of pronouns and determiners is essential for effective communication. Pronouns help avoid redundancy. while determinants provide context and clarify to nouns. For example, in the sentence, this dress is too expensive. This acts as determiner that specific the dress in question. Examples, the nouns and determiners. Maria is my friend, I like her. That car is of him or her. The or a dog is barking. I like these or this flowers.
Relative clauses. Definition. A relative clause is a part of a sentence that gives more information or detail about some people, animal, thing, or idea. Do not use commas in the sentence. Besides, use relative clauses to join two English tenses to give more important information about something. Example, let's go to a country where the sun always shines. They live in a house whose roof is full of holes. An elephant is an animal that lives in hot countries. The words with red is a relative pronoun and the words green is relative clauses. Defining relative clauses. Definition. Defining relative clauses are those that specify which of several people or things we are talking about. Without this information, the sentence will not make the same or will be incomplete. No commas, they are not separate from the rest of the sentence with commas. Relative pronouns, they use pronouns such as who, whom, was, which, and that. They add essential information to identify the noun begin talking about. Examples, the man who lives next door is a doctor. The woman whom you met yesterday is my aunt. Um, the car that he bought last week is very fast. The book which is on the table is mine. The student was not book you borrowed in my class. No defining relative clauses. Definition. They provide additional information about an already defined or known noun. This information is not essential to understanding the main sentence and can be removed without changing the fundamental meaning of the sentence. Use of commas, they are separated from the rest of the sentence with commas. Relative pronouns, they use pronouns like who, whom, was, which, but not that. Additional information, they add additional and no essential information about the noun. Examples, my sister who lives in New York is coming to visit. My aunt whom you met yesterday is a famous chef. The book which is bought yesterday is already very interesting. The Professor Smith was lectures are always fascinating. We retire next year. Relative pronouns. A relative pronouns is used to connect a relative clauses to the main clauses, providing more information about a previously mentioned noun. The most common relative nouns in English are who, whom, was, which, and that. Who. Who used to refer people. Example, the woman who called yesterday is my mom. Whom used to refer to people when the person is the object. Example, the teacher whom we meet is very kind. Was used to indicate possession. Example, the boy was bike was still is my friend. Which used to refer to animal and things. The laptop which you bought is already outdated. That used to refer to people, animal, and things is restrictive clauses. Example, the sun was beautiful. Relative adverbs are words that introduce adverbial relative clauses. These clauses provide additional information about the time, place, reason, or manner in which something happens. The most common relative adverbs are where, donde, when, cuando, why, por qué. Examples were used to refer to a place. This is the house where is where up. when it is used to refer to a moment in time. Example, I remember the day when we first met. Why used to refer to a reason. Example, do you know the reason why she left early?
Adjectives and adverbs. Adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe nouns, things, people, place. They tell you what something or someone is like. Example of adjectives. The big dog. Big is the adjective that describes the dog. The red flower. Red is the adjective that describes the flower. Happy, meaning feeling good and joyful. Example, the happy is very happy because the puppy is very happy because it's playing with its favorite toy. Activity, show a picture of a smile. Puppy or draw a happy face. Adverbs. Adverbs are words that describe verbs, action, adjectives, or even other adverbs. They tell you how, where, when, where, or how often something happens. The dance runs quickly. Quickly is the adverb that describes how the dog runs. She sings very well. Very is the adverb that describes how well she sings.
Conjunction and prepositions. Definition: word that connect clause, phrase, or words. Verbal conjunction. Coordinating conjunction connect elements of equal importance. Examples: and, or, so, for, but, yet, and nor. And she liked apple and cherry, but he wanted to go, but he was too tired. Or you can have tea or coffee. So she was hungry, so she made a sandwich. Nor she doesn't like broccoli, nor does she like spinach. Separating conjunction connect a dependent clause to an independent clause. Examples: if, size, as, when, another, will, after, before, until, because. Examples: if it snows tomorrow, we will build a snowman. Since you hardly start the meeting. When, call me when you arrive. Adult, Adonai while crying we went for a walk, because she is staying home because she has a sink. Before finish your homework before you go outside. Correlative conjunction. Word part to Joy's word or phrase. 1. Both and 2. Either or 3. Choose as so. 4. Not but. 5. Neither nor. 6. Not only but also. 7. Whether or. Example: either or. You can neither come with us or stay home. Neither nor. She like neither coffee nor tea. Not only but also. Not only is he smart, but also he is very kind. Whether you win or lose, you must try your best. Definition: the prepositions. Word that show relative between a noun or pronoun and another word in the sentences. Type of preposition. Preposition of time. The preposition of time is used to express something that occurs at special times. Examples: and, in, on. At it meet father at 2 p.m. In we had math class in the afternoon. On see you next class on Monday. Before it will be your house before school. 4. And Carol and John will be in French for 1 month. Preposition of place. Preposition of place are words used to describe word somethings. Examples: in. The hamster is in the bowl. On, the hamster is on the ball. Near, the hamster is near the ball. Under, the hamster is under the ball. Beside, the hamster is beside the ball. Between, the hamster is between two the balls. Behind, the hamster is behind the balls. In front of, the hamster is in front of the balls. Preposition of direction, movement. Preposition of movement are words that describe the movement of something or something from one place to another. Example: to. She is going to the store. From. He come from the airport. Over. The bird flew over the house. Into. She went into the room. Across. They walked across the street. Along. And we walked along the river.
The phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb is a combination of a verb and a small word, like a preposition or an adverb. Together, these words have a special meaning. Examples: run and run away. Explain. We will say run away is means someone is running to escape from something. Wake up, meaning to stop sleeping. Example: every morning I wake up at 7 a.m. Activity: pretend to wake up from sleep. Clean up, meaning to make a place tidy and free of dirt. Example: we need to clean up the room after play. Activity: acts of cleaning up a mess space.